Hello students, welcome to science class. So in our class, we will continue what we have left in our previous class. In our previous class, we have learned till the structure of leaf. So now we will continue about the leaves. So types of leaves. As you can see, this type of leaf is called simple leaf and this kind of leaf are called compound leaf. So in this type of leaf, as you can see, the mid vein has only one leaf, and in this the mid vein is divided into many small leaflets. So this kind of leaf is called as simple leaf. What are the examples of simple leaf? For example, mango leaf and what people leaf, etc. And compound leaf. What are the examples of compound leaf? You have seen tamarind leaves and that bay leaves, kadi patta, kadi patta, that is what compound leaf. You can see in that many small leaflets. Now let's move further. See, types of leaves based on leaf blade. What are leaf blade? The surface of the leaf is called as leaf blade. So in the surface of the leaf, what you can see, the midvein, for this is what people leaf. The people leaf is divided into two equal parts by the midvein. See, this midvein is dividing the people leaf into two equal parts. And this midvein, the secondary vein arises from the midvein. See, these are what secondary vein. You can see this one as a midvein and the secondary veins are arising from the midvein and they are branched. These secondary veins are branched. You will see if I zoom it, see, you can see they are branched. These secondary veins are branched into many networks. So this kind of they are branched to form a network. Many networks you can see in this. So this is called what? Branched. This is called reticulum venation or network venation. See, network, you can see many small networks, branch networks. So this kind of arrangement on the leaf blade is called network venation or reticulum venation. Now second is what? Maize leaf. So in maize leaf, see on the structure or see on the surface of the leaf. See, this is the surface of the leaf. On the surface of the leaf, what you can observe is that there are parallel lines. See, there are parallel lines passing. See, you can see parallel lines. So see, this is what? Midvein, and there are too many parallel lines passing from the leaf base till the apex. So the leaf blade has all the veins. See, the leaf blade, the surface of the leaf, that is what leaf blade. The leaf blade has all the veins running parallel from the leaf base till the apex. Apex means the point of the leaf, the tip point of the leaf. So it has what? Parallel venation, means it has parallel lines. So we are calling it has parallel venation. Now see, different types of leaves based on the arrangement of the leaves on the stem. See, on the stem, this is stem. Then you can see the leaf are arranged in a different manner in all these four types. See, in the first one, the leaf is arranged. See, at one node, the leaf is at a particular node, leaf is either on the left side or on the right side. See, left side, then right side, then again left, then right. So the leaves are arranged in a zigzag manner. See, zigzag manner. See, Z is formed. So leaf is arranged at a particular node. The leaf is arranged either on the right. Leaf rises either on the left or on the right. So this kind of arrangement is called what? Alternate arrangement. or opposite. Opposite is what? From the stem, see, on the stem, at a particular node, the leaf arises on both the side, left as well as on right. See, at each node, the leaf arises on both the side, left as well as on right. So this arrangement is called what? Opposite arrangement. Now what is decussate arrangement? In a decussate arrangement, what happens, the leaf is arranged in a manner that it looks three leaves arranged in a manner that it looks like a it seems to have looks like a right angle, right angle. So see, this one on this side, one on left, one on left side, one on right side at a particular node, and one on the front or at the back, forming the right angle. So the leaves are arranged in a manner that it seems to look like a right angle. And now what is the next? Volt leaf. Volt leaves are what? Volt kind of arrangement is what? At a particular node, three or more leaves arises. Three or more leaves means that forms a volt. Like flower, you can see too many leaves at a particular node. So that is what volt arrangement. Now next is what? We will learn about flower. Okay. So flower are very attractive, you know that. It has very different colors, different shapes. So now we will look into flower. This is with what flower? Which flower is this? Hibiscus flower. Okay, for hibiscus, see, these are what? Petals, and this green color structure which are looking like a leaves. So this green color structure is called what? Calyx, and the stalk like structure is called pedicel. See, pedicel. On this tube, this is tube like structure. This tube like structure is called what? Filament. Wait, let me show you in this. See, this green color structure is called as calyx, stalk like structure called as pedicel. This tube like structure is called as what? Is called as style. And this small this is called as stigma. And when the petals, each petal, this petals is combined, then we get what? Corolla. The petals together forms what? Corolla. Then this yellow dots, you can see that yellow dots are what? Anther. And this yellow dots, they cannot they need some support to they need some kind of attachment. So these yellow dots are attached to the thin structure. That structure is called as what? Filament. Okay. So this is called filament. Now this anther and filament, this together is called as anther and filament is together forms what? Stamens. And style, this stigma, this tube like is what? Style. And this ovary together forms what? Together forms carpel, or we can say pistil also. So now let's learn about this in more details. See, flowers. In flowers, see, flowers have vegetative part and reproductive part. So vegetative part of flowers are what? Calyx, corolla, pedicel, receptacle. Receptacles are what? See, in this, the green structure which is holding the flower, that is called what? Receptacle. See, now vegetative part of flowers are what? Calyx, corolla, pedicel and receptacle. And reproductive part means from which fruit. From flower, you know that fruit arises from a flower. So reproductive part of a flower are what? Stamens, that consist of filament and anther. And pistil is also known as carpel. Pistil consists of what? Style, stigma and ovary. Now let's see how does reproduction occurs in flower. See, how does reproduction occur in plants? So the male, for reproduction we need male and female, male and female. So in flowers, what is male and what are female? So how does reproduction occur in plants? So for that we should first know what is the male part of a flower and what is the female part of a flower. So the male reproductive part, called androecium, consists of stamen. Means stamen is what? The male part of the flower. The male reproductive part is called what? Androecium. And this androecium consists of stamens. And stamens, you know, that consist of filaments and anthers. What is female reproductive part in flower? Let's see. The female reproductive part of a flower is called gynoecium, and that gynoecium is consist of pistil or carpel, and that, you know, pistil consists of style, stigma and ovary. Means what? This anther and filament together forms stamens. Style, stigma, ovary together forms pistil. This is the male reproductive part and this is the female reproductive part. Okay, let's see how does reproduction occur at maturity. At these anthers, at maturity, anthers, you know that yellow dots I have shown you, that yellow dots are nothing but anthers. That anthers burst. Anthers has pollen grains inside it. So at maturity, when it comes at a certain maturity level, that time these anthers burst out the pollen grains which are stored inside them. So which is carried by the insect or self pollen, or it can be like that pollen grains can directly fall on the stigma also. So at maturity, the anthers burst out the pollen grains, and that pollen grains falls on the stigma of the falls on the what? Stigma. And stigma is a part of female reproductive part, so the falls on stigma, and then it passes through the style and then to ovary. So these pollen grains when get inside the ovary, from there, and ovary, you know, ovary consists of ovules. Ovary has ovules. So eggs. Ovules means what? Eggs. So that pollen grains and eggs unite, fertilize, and what is formed? What I have said, that pollen grains and what? Ovules, eggs unite, fertilize together, and this process, when it is fertilized, that process is called as what? Pollination or reproduction in plants. From there, then what? Fruit arises. Means what? They form seed, and from that seed a fruit grows. So let's see. Now I have told you about what? Pollination, that is what? Reproduction in plants. So let's see. Okay, so types of pollination or reproduction also, you can say types of pollination, but for plants we generally use the term pollination. Types of, why? Because the pollen grains are getting fertilized by the ovules inside the by the ovaries, by the ovules in the ovaries. So types of pollination, there are two types of pollination: self pollination and cross pollination. See, For self-pollination, see, self from the word self-pollination, from the word itself you can guess what it tries to say. See, the transfer of pollen grains, see the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower without the help of pollinator is called what? Self-pollination. Means what? The pollen grains of the same flower, pollen grains is falling to the stigma of the same flower as by without any help of pollinator. It is falling directly on the stigma of the same flower, and then from the stigma it passes to the style, then to ovary, and thus the pollination occurs. So it doesn't need any kind of help from outside, or from means it doesn't need any kind of help from the outsider, like pollinator from the outside, pollinator or any kind of agent. So this is called as self pollination. Now, what is there in cross pollination? Let's see. The transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma of another flower with the help of pollinator. Means what? For example, the pollen grains from the anther of one flower is taken. The pollen grains burst out, the anther burst out the pollen grains, and those pollen grains are carried, some, you know that insect sits on the flower. So that insect, when it sits, so what happened when that the pollen grains stick to its legs, and that insect flies and goes to the another flower. So in this, what they have said, that the transfer of pollen grains from anther of one flower to the stigma of the another flower with the help of pollinator like insects, winds, etc. is called cross pollination. Means in cross pollination, the pollination has occurred with the help of agents, or with the help of pollinators like insects, winds, etc. So two types of pollination now you get. One is self pollination without any help of pollinator. Pollination is occurring without any help of pollinator. And in cross pollination, pollination is occurring with the help of agents or pollinators like winds, insect, etc. Now let's see what is this. These are what? You all know this, huh? These are what? Fruits. So fruits, the seeds. So fruits are very attractive, very colorful, very juicy. They have different shape, variation in shape, size, and everything. Let's learn about fruits. Okay, so as you can see, fruits show variation in their shape, size, color, taste, outer shell, seeds, etc. These things, you know. Some fruits contains only one seed, some contains many seeds. Okay, now what? Seeds can be monocotyledonous or dicotyledonous. Means what? Fruits bear seeds, you know that seed can be monocotyledonous or dicotyledonous. So what is monocotyledonous or dicotyledonous? See, seeds which get divided into two equal parts are called dicotyledonous. Means the seed which divide into two parts, when we broke the seed, it gets divided exactly into two halves. So that seeds are called as what? Dicotyledonous. And the seeds which do not divide into two equal parts are called as monocotyledonous seeds. So with this we have learned about structure of roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, and we get basic idea about the fruits. Now we will learn. Now let's see general. We have learned the structure. Now let's see the general function of the roots. What are the function of the root, stem, and leaves? See. Okay, so function of roots. We have learned structure. Now let's see the basic general function. Means what are the simple general function of the roots. So what are the